Hello again, and welcome back to the Kotu Classic FPL podcast. Welcome back. It's Happy New Year to all our viewers. It seems like it's been a while, the holiday season, a
It,
lot has been going on, but yeah, we are back in 2025. This is the Kotu Classic FPL podcast. Jama, welcome.
thanks, man. Thanks, man. Come on, go ahead. Happy New Year to the viewers, and Happy New Year to all the fans or all followers of Jollof Football Bantaba.
Yep.
The platforms
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So Happy New Year to you all, and hopefully a better year ahead for all of us.
Yep.
So maybe more things to come on the platform, the Code to Classic, and all that. Happy New Year to you too, man. How has your holiday period been? I hope you had a good one.
It was nice, man. Family oriented, just low key. It's good. We thank God for coming into the new year. For us always saying thanks to the Almighty. Yeah, thank God for family as well. So yeah, it's been pretty
It was a good
simple. I,
rest,
I
right?
like these. Yeah, I like these ones. Yeah, it was a good rest. Not much work to do. Things are picking up slowly. So yeah, we're glad. A lot of games, obviously, a lot of games which I like.
Mm.
It was like a lot of games. I couldn't see all of them because of the time difference again, and it's cold. Waking up in the morning and where the ones I could watch was pretty nice. So
Yeah.
so timestamp. It's first timestamp of the year. It's Tuesday, the 7th of January. Here it's almost about 10 o'clock, 10 p.m.
Mhm.
So yeah. What about you?
Yeah. It's on Wednesday, 3 p.m. Just about 3 p.m. So
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
good.
Yeah, so we're recording Game Week 21 preview. The deadline for this Game Week is in 7 days. So that's what the 14th, right?
Long way to
So
go.
yeah,
Yeah.
this week I think this midweek and tomorrow you guys play. Liverpool play the Carabao Cup semi-final.
Mm.
First leg, and then we have some games in the FA Cup. I think this midweek and
In
weekend. So
weekend,
then,
yeah.
so around next week by this time should be around the deadline or so. So yeah,
Yeah, just I think it should be the Tuesday, right?
Tuesday, yeah,
Next
the
week, Tuesday,
14th,
this
yeah,
weekend.
in seven
Yeah,
days,
yeah,
yeah,
that's in 7 days time. Wow,
yeah, yeah. I
it's a
know
long way off.
it is. So yeah, before let's just jump right into Game Week 20 preview. We'll talk about the derby, which is fun thing to talk about.
Yeah,
It's always nice when you play Liverpool and you don't lose heavily. So we'll take that. We'll talk about that in detail later on. But for now, Chama, how was your game week? Game week 20.
20. It started off quite nicely. I would say it started off quite
Mm-hmm.
nicely. I had the João Pedro, my strikers, all of them returned. João Pedro, Solanke, and Isaac. They all
Nice.
gave me something. I think they all played on the Saturday. So for all of them to come out with 9, 9, and 7, that was a good start to the game week. Then everything started getting bad. Ramsdale came in with one point for me in goal. I had Sanchez on the bench, even though Chelsea he only got 3 points in the end. As Pedro Porro, he assisted the early goal for Spurs, and then they ended up losing that game 2-1. A very interesting game though.
Wait, did
But
Spurs lost?
yeah, they lost again against Newcastle. Newcastle is beating everyone. No one is stopping them right now. So Newcastle beat Spurs inside,
Oh
inside,
wow.
inside
Is that Spurs?
Tottenham actually.
I
Yeah,
think I
inside
missed that.
Spurs.
Oh, the one I remember is the 2-2 that they drew with
Yeah,
Brentford.
there's
That's
been a
the
lot
one
of
that I
games,
remember.
right?
Yeah, that's why it's difficult to catch up. That's why I was like, oh, did they play? Oh wow, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but it was good to have
uh
some points from them, at least to get points from Pedro Porro. I've been so patient with him all season long since I got him in my team. I don't think I let him go, despite how bad Tottenham has been defensively. He has been
mm,
in my team. It was
yeah.
good to get at least an assist from him. It was not a major point. It wasn't a big point. He just got 4 points in the end, but at least I would take that. Trent, 0 points after his abysmal performance against United, which we will talk about, of course, later. Lucas Digne, he is also surprisingly so bad in the FPL game this season. Aston Villa have
Mhm.
not been that bad, but defensively, I cannot imagine how bad they have been. I was just, looking across. Dina, he has been in my team,
They
and he has
hardly
been somebody
keep
that,
clean sheets. Yeah.
yeah, they hardly keep clean sheet, and Dina hardly create an assist. I think the last time he got a goal or an assist was in the
Hmm.
international break, long time ago for France. The closest he came to getting a clean sheet was against Manchester City when he gifted Manchester City a 14 a last minute goal. That was around the 90th minute. They were
Hmm.
leading that game 2-0. But I've been very surprised how bad he has been in FPL, not football wise, but in FPL, how bad he has been this season. And then, of course, midfield, I had Palmer. He scored that goal for the first time, I think, for the first time in 4 game weeks.
Yeah.
He has been
Sancho
back in the last
assist.
four.
Yeah.
Yeah, a very good assist from Sancho, by the way. Salah, captain. He came up with the penalty again. I cannot I don't remember the last time he blanked, to be honest. He has
How he
been to
keeps
turn
the
in almost.
yeah
Yeah,
every
yeah,
week, man. Every week.
definitely. And then, Minte was also in the team. Minte, he ended up with 0 point. I think got a yellow card in the end. He almost scored though. He got a good chance, a big chance in the game that went very close to giving Brighton the lead against Arsenal. Was it against Arsenal?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And then Foden, he is now ticking along. I think back to
Yeah.
back returns from him. 6 points last time, and then this time he scored 8 points. So it seems that they are getting back their mojo back. Like I said, the
For,
attackers, I had nothing to say to them. That was Solanke 9, Zao Pedro 9, and Isaac 7. So I ended up the game week with 64 points. The start was nice, but the end was not great. So it ended up being a red arrow again. I think I dropped from
I think
1.2
Chris
mil.
Wood. Yeah, I think Chris Wood is the one that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially the Nottingham Forest players. I think
yeah, yeah,
we have
yeah.
been sleeping on them. I think
I
we are
think we
guilty
have.
of something
Yeah.
on this. We are kind of guilty of something
Very
on this
biased.
pod.
We like
Yeah,
the
yeah. We
nice,
will talk about
nice looking.
the big teams. Yeah, the big teams only. So we kind of
uh,
forget about those teams. The Bournemouth, they
um,
have good defenders.
mhm.
The even Nottingham Forest have good defenders and good attackers. So we
Yeah,
should be talking about them more. But we don't do that. So we kind of tend to oversight them when it comes to picking our team, because I've not had any new Nottingham Forest all season long. And they look at how well they are doing this season.
yeah.
Their players were
Yeah.
cheap at the start of the season. We should have been there, the goalkeeper, the
Now they're
defenders.
fives. Ola Aina is like five. I was like, oh, I
Exactly.
should have gotten that. Yeah, I should have jumped on that when I wanted to. But yeah,
Mhm. Exactly. So yeah,
Uh
that was my game week. How about you?
63. Yeah, mine 63 points. You had what 64, right?
64, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm on 63. Like the same as you two. Started off really nice, but then I was like on a green arrow, and then once Nottingham Forest played, I was like, red. So yeah, Flecken 6 points, Lewis Hall 2, Gabriel 2, Robinson 1. So the defense was terrible this week.
Mhm.
But I've had good defensive points the last two game weeks, so I can't complain about this one anyway. So
Mhm.
that it is what it is. Palmer with 10 points, Captain Salah of course never fails. Foden, I think that midfield is almost identical. Yeah, it's identical, right?
Mhm.
Who do you
Who,
have?
who,
Maybe
who?
maybe Minty. I think
Star.
yours is you have Minty.
Yeah, Minty and Sar.
Palmer,
Different.
yeah, Palmer. You don't have Sar, right?
Yeah, no, I don't.
You don't have Sar, okay. Yeah, Sad. I was expecting big things from him. He nearly assisted the assister, like the highlights that I saw. But
Yeah.
Eze is back, so there might be some competition there for like creativity and assists and things like that. But I'm still hopeful because they seem to be in good form. They're doing well. Isak is on a red hot form right now. He just scored again against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup.
He's
So
flying.
his confidence is at an all time high right now. So it's going to be
Definitely.
fun. Jackson is a problem for me. I have Jackson and Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro, the pictures are turning good right now. If you can see, they have Ipswich, Manu, and then Everton. And then Nottingham Forest, difficult Chelsea. So the next four, maybe you can say, are not as bad, and then after then we can decide if I still want to keep. But they seem to do better in in the difficult fixtures. Brighton is a very strange team, basically. But then the problem I have is Jackson. I told you he was
Mhm.
going to be in my team, and he's going to stay there because I was very happy with the way Chelsea were playing. But he seems to be missing a lot of chances. And
Mhm.
looking at the fixture, they have Bournemouth, which is kind of a good fixture for them at home, and then Wolves. The rest don't look too good. Man City, West Ham is okay, not as bad, but then Brighton, Aston Villa, Southampton, Leicester, two good fixtures. So it's soon it's gonna change a bit. We have Arsenal, Spurs, and then Brentford. So yeah, I'm tempted to keep, but I'm starting to think that maybe I might change it a bit. So we'll see how that goes. So 63 points all out. I think I'm out of the 1 million now, just over the 1 million mark. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Nine yata.
Oh, what is it again? Let me see. Let me open up this real quick. Yeah, 1,132,000. So yeah,
You get you are back in.
yeah, back out of the 1 million, man. It is. It's gonna be one of those
It-
seasons.
1 million has been what 1 million has been a very difficult thing to deal with this
I
season,
yeah
right?
to break into it's been crazy. Yeah, it's
It used to be
it's been,
100K, right? 100K. Now 1 million is
it used
becoming
to
like the new
it
100K.
used to be different. It's crazy now, man. Honestly, I can tell you that for a fact. So yeah, so that's it for our game week 20. Going into the Kotu Classic mini league update. Let's just see how things are. Did we even know who the manager of the week for this?
I will look at that. I will look it up whilst you are talking about the
Yeah, the
table,
top.
maybe.
Yeah. So
You can look at the table.
the top five. Um, no movement. In fifth, we have Control Alt Delete. Patrick Ngwe Rume Jr. Please excuse me if I butcher your name. Sorry. Moving up to fourth is Zero to Hero. And then third is Hani. Dropping down to third is Hani Mukhtar. And moving to second is 300 Spartan. Bakari Minte. He's up again, man. He's doing it. And then still in first is your boy, Licky Top, Malik Sanyang. Still doing it. So yeah, that's the top five. A lot of changes though, but still some very familiar names, if you can say that. So yeah, that's that. How was it looking for um
Just a
the
minute.
manager of the week? Yeah,
I'm almost there.
yeah.
The table is loading. Oh yeah. Should be. Why is it taking time?
It's a busy site, man. It's a busy site.
Yeah, live FPL is a busy site.
Yeah, but yeah, we can just go and talk about six, maybe 6 to 10. Six is
Yeah,
Peaky Blinders. Seven is Stone Jones United. Eight is Christopher Belez. I was looking for him actually. FC
my
Paradise. So
man,
he's still in the top 10. He's still not doing too badly. Nine AOB. And 10 is Amara Cole. Wow, Minte Banta. He's back. Interesting. He's
I'm a,
been doing
my
well then,
man,
I guess.
Pablo.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nice.
the manager of the week is currently very low in the rankings. Actually, go to rank 199. Jados, he got 103 points. ML
Wow.
Jadama. ML Jadama got 103 points. He played his bench boost. One
199.
199. I don't know if you got. Yeah, that's the guy. 200. You just yeah.
Okay.
103.
Wow. So
He
congrats
bench
to our
boost.
manager of the week, ML Jadama
Mhm.
Jados. This is his team. Vabrogen, Vadiol, Dalo, Pedro. I mean, the defense is not the best. And then I think Momo. Momo is a good pick to have this week. That you did double.
Yeah, Mbomo, so I am
Yeah,
yeah. I kind of feel if I don't have him in my team and he holds, it pains me more than
yeah.
other
Because
players
we
because
know we know what it's capable of. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, they had difficult fixtures though. If you look at the run, it was so bad. So you had to let him go, but then you knew he was gonna punish you. He hit that. He is on that level now where if you don't have him, he can punish you very badly.
yeah.
So
That's the thing. But it's because I think so many people are doing so well this season that it's
mhm.
tough. It's just tough to to have him in your team when he's doing poorly, basically. So
Yeah, or when
I
they
don't
don't
know.
have good fixtures.
Yeah, when do they have good fixtures? Because looking at the fixtures again is what it's red, man. Man City, Liverpool, Crystal Palace, Spurs,
Yeah,
And then they have like few
A nice
West
one.
Ham, Leicester, Everton. Yeah, I mean not too bad. But man,
Yeah,
if they
but
City
the
do
thing
well,
is,
he'll do well. He'll do well in these top fixtures, anyways. So
yeah, that's what I was gonna say because he
yeah.
seems to do well in the bigger
Mm-hmm.
fixtures, and also he's on penalties, so sometimes they might play poorly and then just get a penalty or something, and then he buries it. So he get a
Yeah.
one chance in the game, and then he buries a chance. And even if you look at his the time that we thought we should sell him, that time he started doing well again. When we are thinking, okay, the fixtures are a little bit difficult for him, but he still
Yeah, I
maintain
think
his
when we got
form.
him out of the team, that's when he started doing well.
Yeah.
It's very strange, but yeah, that's Momo for you, man. I
It,
think
it's
if
currently,
he
I
sticks
think,
with
third
him
in the scoring ranking, right? Only two players have more points in the game than him.
and Momo,
Maybe,
wow,
yeah. Just two
it's
players in the
it's
whole game. That is, of course, Salah, who's
Salah
up there. I
and
think
who else? Palmer.
probably Palmer, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has 136 points. Only Salah and Palmer have more. Salah with 209, Palmer with 153 points. Only these players. Look at him.
Do you
Look at
think
the
it's a
players.
it's a good idea? Do you think it's a good idea to get, because this game is about points, right? If he's getting
Yeah, yeah. Uh, what happened there?
yeah, I don't know what happened. I
Uh,
think it's my internet. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can hear you now. Yeah, it's all right.
I
It
don't
was
know what
just,
happened.
yeah, it just had a pause, but it's fine. We can proceed. You were saying something about Boimo. What was it?
No, I'm saying if the problem is that he keeps getting points, but the game is about points, right? So why don't we have him in our team anyways? So
Mhm.
I don't know, but
Yeah,
yeah.
of course, it is fixed. It is the fixtures. That's why I think we sell him in the past, because I remember they had this run of Aston Villa, Newcastle, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, Brighton, Arsenal, which was a difficult run of fixtures. Maybe not in an attacking sense, not all of them. For example, Arsenal is a difficult fixture defensive for an attacking team.
Yeah.
Brighton, not so difficult, but still they are a difficult team to play against. Nottingham Forest this season, how they are playing, so you tend to consider them as kind of a difficult game. Chelsea is a difficult fixture. Newcastle, Aston Villa, so do have that run. But then you look at what he did there. He scored 13 points against Newcastle, 9 points against Chelsea, 7 points against Arsenal. Before this weekend, he scored again. So yeah, like you say, if you don't look at the fixtures now going forward, and then just ignore the fact that it's in Manchester City, Liverpool coming next, he is one of the best players in this game
Yeah.
because he's gonna
Yeah.
score goals.
I think
Even if the fixtures are difficult for them, he's still
he will
gonna
still
score
find a
goals.
way to do something.
He's still
Yeah.
finding
Yeah.
forward to have chances, and he's very clinical when it comes to taking his chances. He's giving me the vibe of Son. He's very clinical when it comes to taking his chances. If you have one chance, sometimes he buries it. So yeah, I think he's somebody we should look at and then ignore the fixtures. Maybe
I
he's
think
kind of
so.
like they say,
Yeah.
he's a fixture proof, right? That's that
He's
time
a
they use.
talisman
He's
of
a
the
fixture
team,
proof.
and they're not a bad team. It's just obviously you have other teams that are better, and
Exactly.
they tend
They
to lose.
score
But
almost
they'll
every
score.
game, right?
They
Yeah.
score. Yeah, they do score goals. Yeah.
Defensively, they are a bit suspect, but attacking wise, they
Hmm.
score. Hmm.
Yeah. So that's that. So congrats again, Emel Jarama, for being the manager of the week. Yeah. So that concludes that segment, the review. Now we come to the fan corner segment of the podcast. Yeah, Liverpool, Manchester United, the
Mhm.
derby, the big derby. Two of England's biggest clubs met in Anfield, and then before the game, Manu were in such terrible form that Manu fans, aka people like me, were begging other Liverpool fans to keep the score respectable because we had no hope for the day.
Yeah, ahead of the game, there was this heavy snow, and then there was the likelihood of the game not going on.
Oh, I
They
was
had
praying
to
for it to be
they,
cancelled.
they,
They
they
said
had
it
to
was
have a
about
couple of meetings. Yeah, they had
Mhm.
to have a couple of meetings, and then the 12 o'clock one they confirm. Oh, okay. They have given the go ahead for the game to go. So you were in the position of like, I wish the game just don't go
Yeah,
ahead,
I
right?
wanted it to be cancelled. Yeah, not postponed. Sorry, not cancelled, but postponed.
But
To a
postponed.
better
Yeah,
better terms. Maybe by the time they would have done that, we would have picked up some form. Yeah. So
maybe,
that
yeah.
was what I was praying for. But I mean, yeah. Okay, you go first. What do you think about the game? What are your thoughts about the game?
Um, I'm surprised and I'm not surprised. you know, I'm surprised and I'm not surprised. Of course, like people tend to think this is gonna be a true battering again. It's not that's what I was saying. Maybe I was just focused on trying to to get a win over United again. Try to get these 6 points, take advantage of the 6 points, the three Arsenal drop points, Chelsea drop points, take advantage of that. In other seasons, for example, the season that we won United 7-0, that season we had nothing. We did nothing
Yeah,
good that season.
yeah, yeah. That's
So
true.
that 7-0 win meant the world to us. It meant the world because we have nothing. And this season we are clinging on something. We have something bigger to think about. That's why, to be honest, I'm not
Yeah.
even in the state of mind of thinking like, what do we do with this? What are Manchester United doing, or what do we do with this Manchester United team? All I was focused on is let's just get these 3 points, whatever. Even if it is like a dodgy 1-0 win, a dodgy, whatever it is, let's just get these 3 points. It would have been even sweeter in that way. To be honest, I can remember vividly in the game when we get into that injury time. I say if we score here and then win this game, the feeling I will get, it will eclipse what happened in the 7-0 or something.
You
Because
just want to 3
just
points and keep it
I just
going.
wanted I just wanted
Yeah.
the 3 points and then keep it going. Yeah. But overall, I would say it was a very, very good spectacle for any football fan who would love
Yeah, it
to
was a
watch,
good game.
football, both teams, because you don't want to watch a football game if you are a neutral and then one team, dominating everything and then winning everything. You want to see a
It's
game where
boring.
it's a boring game, it's a battling game, it's an exciting game. Both teams are fighting for it, ready to fight. Especially United, they were ready for that fight. I'm disappointed in the fact that like I can pinpoint one or two or three Liverpool players who you would expect
Retargeted.
to,
Yeah.
who I would expect to put up a fight in a game like this more than other players, and then I did not see it from them. Obvious one is of course Trent. He was not at his best in terms of quality, but it was not that I have problem with. I had problem with his application. I had problem with
Mm.
his commitment to the cause on the day. Those were the things I had problem with, and that was similar to some extent with the other scouts that we had in the team, which is Scottish Jones. He was also playing, like he was playing. He tried to play football at his own pace, which is good
Mm.
because that's why coaches like him. But there are some days that you just have to be ready for a fight, for a battle, and things like that.
You know,
He did not put that.
before
We
before
did,
before I move on, when I
yeah.
when I saw the team sheet that Saboslai was in play, I was happy. I was like, you know
Mm-hmm,
what, we have a chance. You know why? Every
mm-hmm,
time there's a big game, especially these past few games that you've had, he's
mm-hmm,
very instrumental to how you guys press.
mm-hmm,
He's
mm-hmm,
like a unstoppable machine. He's always leading the charge, like the front foot all the time. He's basically the machine of the team in these big
mm-hmm.
games. So when he was in, I was like, oh, okay. At least I start being positive about the game. At least we don't have somebody who I know is very
Yeah.
instrumental to the way they play. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was surprised he was not there actually because I came in the middle of the game, so and then I realized that actually it took me a whole day again to realize he was actually not. He was ill. I didn't know. I thought he was on the bench to be honest, but I
Okay.
didn't see. It was the game was around 2:30 something like that in my time. So to wake up just that time, so I could not digest what was happening too much. So that's why I was not even in the comments when we are commenting on the
Yeah.
page Kotu Classic. So 'cause I was sleeping. I was half asleep by the way. So yeah. So that was the disappointment I had from the game. Those two players, I would have expected them for this game to mean more to them than any other player. You know, because they understand this history, they understand this
The
rivalry. You
rivalry.
know,
Yeah.
those two players. So I'm disappointed in that sense for them. So for Trent, quality wise, it was not great. Curtis always he give you the quality, like in terms of what he can do, passing and stuff like that. But just the battling spirit, I could not see from those two players. But then and then I recall the game we played last season, the FA Cup game, when you guys eliminated us in the FA Cup and
Mm.
went on to win the FA Cup, of course. That game, I think, is one of the games we dominated you guys the most.
We just survived. Yeah. Like we.
Yeah, and then we ended up losing that game. So what that tells me is when you play United, no matter the situation, as long as they are surviving, as long as they are still breathing, the game is not over. No matter how dead they are, you can dominate them. That is just how this fixture is, and it
Yeah,
goes both ways. You know,
it
even
goes
when
both
Liverpool
ways.
were,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I heard
exactly.
that. Yeah, the
If we are
same thing.
struggling, exactly. If we are struggling and we
We
play
hardly
United,
win there.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know we will have something. We have our chances, and then if you
Mhm.
have them, we can punish you guys seriously. And it was the same thing when we took the lead 2-1. I was never resting, even though I know now we get to a point where we can control the game. But the game was always cagey, you know, end
You
to
were,
end stuff,
yeah, yeah,
flying,
yeah.
and something can happen. Even that chance you guys had, you guys scored from. I had what our coach was saying. We had more numbers in the box. We should have defended it better, and all those things are true. But it is United. You don't know
It's
how
just
it's gonna
survival.
go.
It's
Something
just
something will just come. Something will just pop up. Like anything can
yeah.
happen. You know, and then that was the case in the end. That was the case in the end. United deservedly, they got the equalizer. And if you guys went on to win that game, let's say Maguire scored that goal, nobody will say Man United don't deserve to win this game. Nobody will say that. And the least you deserve from that game was a
Was
point.
a
And
draw.
then
Yeah.
that's what you get. The least you deserve from that game was a draw. Even though I would say Liverpool, quality-wise, you can say they also deserve something in that game because they
Hmm.
created chances as well. We should have scored goals similar to United. We could have won it. Van Dijk had a very good chance in the 90th minute, before Maguire have that chance. But because of course the Maguire one came the last one, so the perception is always gonna be United, Liverpool are lucky. They could have, but it could have gone either way. But I think United put in a very, very good fight. One Liverpool journalist described, he was very angry about it. And I don't like the way he described it, but I see where
It's
he's coming
actually
from. What he was saying is United bring Liverpool to their level. And then, Liverpool, like, we cannot go and then we play at the level, which was not fair, in my opinion. But I understand what he's trying to say because
but
I think if you, okay, go ahead.
but still, this is one of the games. This is one of those games where, like, okay, every
Mhm,
other time we've played, like both of us, there's the derby.
mhm,
It's always we always make it either dirty or we hang on for our lives just to defend the whole time. But this time around, it's closest that it's ever been. I don't know how to
mhm.
explain it. The quality
Yeah.
of the game for both teams is the closest it's been for years.
Mhm.
And this is where we Man U fans will take like some confidence. And you know what?
Positivity. Yeah.
Yeah, because for me, I told you this before. I don't know. I'm not sure whether it's this year or last year or whatever. I think it was last year. I told you that
Mhm,
the day when we actually play Liverpool and we are not hanging on for our dear lives and we're not always defending, it's the day I said, okay, you know what? As a team, I think we are progressing. But I
mhm,
can't say that this season because we are 13th or 14th. So it doesn't
mhm,
make sense to me. So for me, like that's why the coach and I think Bruno also echoed the same sentiment is that if you can do this against one of the best teams in England and even in Europe,
mhm.
why didn't you do it all this time? Like,
Yeah.
why were you struggling against all? You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be doing this
Mhm.
thing on a consistent basis. So we know
Yeah.
that the team is capable. Because before this game, you asked me, I said, man, like my team, I don't know, because everybody was playing badly. Everyone, even the players that like on a game by game basis, they are like giving you a 7, like the Mazraoui. All of a sudden, he's just out of form. Like, he can't even put a simple pass, and you're wondering what's going on with this team. But the confidence has been so low, and then that's why I kind of like this coach because he's operating in a way that you know what, like this is the way I play, so you have to adapt to my style, you know. And he's been saying that the team has been like too relaxed, and in a way, you can say that's the way we play. We expect that the mentality of the team is we expect that we are Man U. If we show up, we're going to win games. That's not the way the Premier League is anymore. And even when Sir Alex was there at the time, Man U used to win games in the 98 minutes, in the like, final minutes. That's because of what? We never give up. We have that
Mhm.
attitude, never that attitude. We're always coming for you. We always have to score. You know, so this team, like, it's like a when you notice those days and now, you see the difference. Like those players, most of them were kind of average players, but they
Mhm.
forced themselves to give 100%, and that actually gave them the extra bit against other players that are even more technically sound than our players. But they
Mhm.
have that belief. That's what used to make like Manchester players better. Is like the belief that we are going to win, whatever the case may
Mhm.
be. We are going to try to the last possible second to score and win this game. So when I saw that, I was like, you know what? Like that means number one, we can play as a team, and number two, like even though we have been bad this season, there's still a bit of hope, with this
Mhm.
team. Like if we continue this way, like we will get better. We will bridge that gap between us and the top teams, like your team, Liverpool, and then Man City. The thing is, like, what was I going to say? Right now, the problem is how do we respond in the next game? Because we beaten Man City, even though it was a terrible game of football. We've beaten Man City and then we went to lose against Bournemouth and the other teams. So now, how do we take this performance and this result and channel it positively in the next game? Because that's all that matters right now. It's not, oh, whenever I play a big team or a derby, I turn up, and then the other games I just go back to my regular default type. No, it doesn't work like that.
Next game is a big game, though.
It's Arsenal, right? But it's in the cup. It's a cup game.
Mm-hmm. And you are defending your cup, though. By the way, don't forget that you are defending the cup.
To be honest, honestly, I don't care about cups. I just want to finish in the top 5. I know it's going to be impossible, but I just want to just try to finish.
Top 5 will be tied because Man City are outside the top 5 right now, so that makes life very difficult.
That's all I want. Like, it's not much to ask, but honestly, I'm not focusing on the cup. If it's nice, it's nice if we win it or win a cup or whatever. Yeah. But it's Arsenal, and right now Arsenal are not doing too well. The Saka is out. They are playing for their lives. Nobody knows where the goals are coming from. Gabriel Jesus has like a few goals here and there, and then all of a sudden, I watched the game against Newcastle. Newcastle defended in the second half when they scored the second goal, whatever. But still, I wasn't really impressed. I didn't have any doubt that they were going to score, or any inclination that they're going to score. No, that's just the way it is. But we need to show up for that game, and then win the next 2 games in the Premier League, because it's against Southampton, and I think against who else again? I'm not sure who else. Maybe less close. I'm not really sure. So we need to win those games, man. We need to get a run of games together. We haven't won two games back to back in the Premier League, which is ridiculous if you think about it.
It is.
You can't believe it. So, man, as much as I like that it's a derby and we managed to salvage a draw, and it wasn't like a totally dominating game from Liverpool like it usually is at Anfield, for that matter. This is the first time we've scored in Anfield since I don't even know how many years.
Yeah. I cannot remember. Yeah, it might be the last time. I think it was Lingard.
20 something. Yeah, that's what they said. So can you imagine that? So
Lingard.
Come on. So yeah, I'll take the positives, but then more importantly, I want us to channel these positive or this kind of belief and performance, and make sure it continues towards other games, and not just show up in other games and expect to win without putting in any effort. Basically, that's it.
Yeah, definitely. That's right. But yeah, before we move on, we have to touch other aspect of the Trent.
Let's talk about Trent. I'm sure you guys have a lot to talk about.
The transfers, or the what is it called? Contracts. You have a contract issue.
The three contract issues.
Yeah, and Trent, he's the he's the big. Well, all of them are big contracts, but because big contracts, I would say. But because of Trent, of course, being a Liverpool, being a local lad, that kind of put him in one side compared to Salah and Van Dijk, and not knowing what he is going to do with his contract is quite strange. But the fact that it's also affecting his performance on the pitch, especially that Real Madrid bid. What did you make of that bid, by the way? Real Madrid made a bid, for Trent. I heard it's 20 million.
20 million.
20 million for
Trent. Is it not free? How many years does he have on his? Is it
6 months now? 6.
So basically, he can speak to any other club outside of England, right?
Outside of England, yes. That is the position they are in right now. So all three players actually. All 3 players, they are in the same position, which is a mess, of course, in the club. I think
it shouldn't have been this. Yeah,
it shouldn't have been this. I think I've said since it was 1 year. That was when it was a mess. It should not even get to 1 year. You should not have
settled this a long time ago.
Yeah.
But don't they have this contracts 1 year extension for us? Obviously we are terrible when it comes to contracts and giving players money. But at least one thing they managed to get right is to give that 1 year possible extension. So maybe in
Uh-huh.
case you guys haven't agreed on a contract or on a figure or whatever, they can just trigger the extension for 1 year. That gives them enough time. At least if they even want to sell you within that 1 year, they can sell you and give at least have a
Yeah,
value
yeah,
instead of you
yeah.
working for
Tottenham,
free. You know what I mean?
yeah, Tottenham just exercise that clause on Son's contract
Yeah,
and extend it
it's
by one
helpful.
year.
It's very helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, it is helpful. Sometimes it's difficult to say why that is not there. Maybe the players are not interested in it, or player like Salah, when they were giving him his contract, they said they were going to give him 3 years, and
Mm.
it was going to be the most expensive or the highest paid player in the club's history. So I'm baffled, like you say, why they did not have that extra 1 year on top of that, and then tell him, if you meet these clauses, if you meet these numbers over these next 3 years, if you play this amount of games over this next 3 years, then automatically you have a 4 years contract. So 3 years potential to 4 years contract, like you say.
Mhm.
Understand? For Van Dijk, I think he signed a 5 year contract last time. So Trent, likewise, they signed a 5. So that was at that time when they were signing that contract. Chelsea was not here to do 10 years, 8 years. The normal thing. The normal thing was 4 years
Five,
contract for a
five,
player,
yeah, four,
and
five, yeah,
maximum 5 years. You barely hear more than 5.
7,
So if
yeah.
you
It's very
exactly,
rare.
yeah, it was very rare. So by the time they were signing those contracts, that was the norm. And then and it's still the norm. That is not what Chelsea are doing. Is not normal, right?
It's not the norm,
So
yeah.
yeah, that was the norm. So it is understandable that they signed a 5 years contract then. But then what really happened was last season, Klopp left, and when Klopp was leaving, what happened? I think I've also told you about these stories about the sporting directors all leaving because they could not control
Work with
club
him.
anymore, and then they left the club. So the person who was in charge of our sporting affairs, club brought in a sporting director by himself to work with him. So still, club was in charge, and then Klopp was leaving at the end of the season. That guy was also leaving. He only signed a short-term contract that was 3 months, which later turned into a 1 year contract. So players to sign a contract for these kind of people, club is leaving, that guy is leaving. Perhaps it did not make sense to them. The sporting directors are gone. They didn't know the future of the club. So it
Mm.
is understandable why the players did not sign a contract at that time, if the contract was even offered, because we did not have a long-term
Maybe it
sporting
wasn't
director at that
offered,
time.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, if exactly. So then it get to 1 year, and then if it gets to 1 year, it's difficult. You bring in a new sporting director, a new project, a new coach, then players will still think, what does the future lies? What does the future lies with this new manager? They did not expect Anna Slot
They have to,
to come
yeah,
in.
yeah.
Exactly. They
And
didn't expect
challenge,
Anna
yeah.
Slot to come in and then fly in the league. And then eventually Liverpool started the season very well. The first 6 months of his tenure started very well. Liverpool are doing well at the top of the league. And now those players are, hitting the levels that we know they can hit. And now, everybody want those players to sign a contract. But those players too, they know they have stick there, and now they are hitting a level where you have to pay them maybe insane amount of money. A player like Salah, he is playing at the level of the best player in the world right now. So he need to be rewarded in similar fashion. And then, maybe Liverpool are not willing to get to that level. Van Dijk, likewise, he's playing at the level that, he's getting back to his normal best. So he will expect that. Trent being the scouser in the
Youngest of the
team,
three, yeah.
the youngest of the three, he has a higher demand as well, because he know now he has reached a 6 month period where he can sign for a Real Madrid are knocking on the door, whispering on his ears, you should come here, we will pay you this amount of money. Then he will go back and then say, I want to get this amount of money. At the end of the day, it was the club who messed it up, and now it is their duty to
They have
solve
the
it.
upper hand, basically, yeah. The
Yeah,
three,
yeah.
but the thing, I think Trent is the one that has the upper hand. The other two, like you
Mhm.
said, I don't think Salah or Van Dijk are going to go to a rival club in England.
No, I
I
don't
don't
think
think
that is
so.
going to happen. But
Yeah.
like they're not going to just take 200 million and 200,000 a week and then just move on with that, because they are playing at the level that they are the best players in the world. So like I know they want to stay, and they have
Mhm.
they have shown interest that they want to
That they
stay,
want to stay, yeah.
but they're not going to compromise how much they think they're worth. Maybe there might be a little bit of compromise between them and the club to reach at a point, but
Mhm.
they're not gonna go to those insane drop off in terms of pay that the club likes to pay their players, because Liverpool is not the club that really pay out of this world kind of money like the Manchester Uniteds, like the Manchester Cities, or like the Chelseas. We don't do that. Of
There's
course,
like a pay
sometimes they,
scale there. Yeah, there's a pay
yeah,
scale so that you can
yeah, there's a
actually
way, there's a
keep
way it
everyone
goes.
happy. Yeah, or else
E-
everybody's going to demand
e-
the big bucks, and you can't have that.
Exactly. But the problem is the players are playing at a level where they are the best in the world.
So
And
so
if
what do you
players are playing, yeah,
what do you think? What do you think they should do right now? Let me see what the fund perspective is.
what who should do, the club or the players?
The club.
In terms of Trent, like I've been disappointed with him, especially the performance last year against United, because everybody was waiting for that to happen. So in terms of that, we already spoke about that. But in terms of the contract, I think I'm not in the camp of the Liverpool fans. Just let him go. I'm not there. I'm not there yet. If like you have to pay him 300,000 a week, which of course is an insane amount of money to pay to a player like a Trent, I will do it personally, because of I look at it in a broader perspective. I don't just look at it from the monetary perspective. When I say the broader perspective, if you pay him 300,000 a week over the course of 5 years or something, or over the course of a 4 years period, I think that is about 20 million, something like that per year. So 20 million times, let's say 4 years contract, that is 80 million. 80 million that you are paying for this player, the package throughout that period. If you let him go for free, what happened? You have to find a replacement. How much did Manchester United pay to buy a fullback? Wan Bissaka, for example, 50 million. How much is Chelsea pay to buy
Yeah.
what is the left back called? Cucurella, 60 million. So just add 20 million on top of that. And then this is not, I've not even mentioned the wages these players are earning. So if you add on top of that the wages they earn during the course of their contract, it will be more than 80 million. So if Trent is going to cost you that, you have to look at it from the broader perspective. If Trent is going to cost you 80 million, like, and the quality that he offers you for the next 4 years, I think I don't have problem with it. The issue that it will cause is, again, the dressing room. If Trent is earning this, somebody
That
else
is the problem, and
so
that's what you
somebody
don't
else.
want to happen. Yeah.
Exactly. But who is that somebody else in that team? Is Van Dijk? Is Salah? You have to do it for those players as well. You have to do it for them, which, even though it's gonna be outside what the club wanna do, but a 1 year, 2 years contract, or maximum 3 years contract for those players, because that is where the disagreement is between the players and the club. They want a longer term contract. The club want to give them a short term, a 2 years or a 1 year contract, whatever the case is. But they are playing at a level that they deserve it. So for me, I don't have problem with the monetary value, and then you have to find ways to manage the situation, because you don't have like a lot of players in the club that will come knocking your door if Trent has that kind of money, because Trent is one of the most important players in that team, regardless of what he did against United last week. He is one of the most important players in that team, and then he is showing that, like, for many years he has been one of the best right backs in the world. I know everybody will keep questioning his defensive qualities and
Defensive
stuff like that,
capabilities, yeah.
but overall, football wise, what he offers to the team, how he transformed the way the team plays, the impact that he has in the club, like, it is very big. It is huge. Yeah. That's I will give
Well,
them. I'll give them the
yeah,
contract.
man. It's not a good problem to have as the club management. I don't envy that decision at all, because you, your bargaining chips are not a lot. It's not a lot. They
Yeah,
messed
not
it
a
up.
lot.
They should have started this thing a long time ago and settled it before they don't out of options, or like the upper hand, basically. So now it's all in the player's hand, and they are forcing it by their performances to demand what they want, which you can't deny that.
Especially Salah.
Um,
Salah, you cannot
yeah,
deny him
yeah,
anything.
yeah. Okay, so jumping to next segment, the Game Week 21 preview.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's see the fixtures right now. Let me share
Yeah,
my.
let's go to the fixtures.
We have Brentford, Man City, Chelsea, Bournemouth, West Ham, Fulham, Nottingham Forest, Liverpool, Everton, Aston Villa, Leicester, Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Wolves, Arsenal, Spurs, Ipswich, Brighton, and then Man U, Southampton, which is the last game of the week. It's nice. So which games are we targeting here?
This week, I think
Yeah,
the, the,
because
the, 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 the the main one should be United. because Southampton have been such a poor defensive team. This is the
I
other
mean,
fixture I am
we should be
looking at.
winning. We should be winning that, man. Honestly, we should
You
be
should
winning
be
that.
winning that. Yeah, if you don't
Honestly,
win this fixture,
yeah.
it will not look good, to be honest.
We need to win that. Like I don't care about any other fixture. Let's get some 3 points on the
Yeah,
board and go wild.
Wolves have been bad too, right? So
Yeah,
Newcastle
they
with
have.
the form they are in too. So it's something that we should be looking at. We have a very difficult fixture this week. Not now for it. I think they have won 6 in a row,
They,
if I'm not wrong.
man, like
And then
they
we're
are
going to play away to them. It's
at
gonna be tough.
didn't they beat you guys?
Yeah, they beat us. They're the only team this season actually across
Oh,
all competition that beat Liverpool.
it's rough.
So
I think it might be the first time I don't not thinking of captain Salah. So we'll see. That's a
yeah,
rough one.
who would you captain then if this is not Salah? Maybe Palmer or what?
Isaac. I'm thinking about Isaac.
Oh,
Yeah,
Isaac striker.
boss.
Yeah,
You will see my
yeah.
team. The boss captaincy is on him because Palmer is not. He's ticking along, but he's not really on
He's not
form.
moving
Like
mountains.
yeah, like he was at the beginning or last season or the beginning of the season. So yeah. Arsenal Spurs is going to be fun. Spurs defense is terrible. Arsenal can't score, so I don't know how that game is going to go. But it's a derby, so
It's a derby game. It's a derby game. It can fall anywhere.
it's a derby game. I'm looking at that Leicester Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have been doing well, and Leicester has been terrible defensively. So that's another interesting game too. So yeah, Ipswich Brighton. As much as we think Ipswich is a small team, they have kind of been a bit difficult to deal with recently. They beat Chelsea, right? I think they did draw with another team. So I mean, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. They draw against Fulham and they beat Chelsea, right? Back to back. Oh,
they have been doing well defensively because before it was like defensively they are a bit suspect, but now this game we'll see how
I
it
think
goes.
they are even outside the relegation zone, right? If I'm not wrong, Ipswich. They are
Maybe
even outside. They are even outside the relegation zone. Yeah.
16 or
Let
something.
me
Yeah.
yeah. They are out.
Yeah, they've been doing well, man. Honestly, they've been doing well. So kudos to them.
They are just in. They are just in. They are just in.
17.
They are 18, but they are level on points with Wolves, 16 points each. So Wolves are ahead of them
If
on
Wolves
goal
lose,
difference.
if they lose, I guess Newcastle and yeah.
Yeah, and that
So
is very likely, right?
mhm, very.
Wolves
Let's see
losing against
how
Newcastle
your
is very
team looks
likely.
like. What's your team?
Let me
In
go to my team. Give me a minute. Let's open my team. Pick team. Yeah, I've not made any changes. That's
any transfers that you're thinking about? Bringing in anybody?
This is my team. This is how I'm looking. Sanchez is gonna come back in goal for Ramsdale. He plays Bournemouth, better fixture. Lewis Hall. He's been ticking along, but I've missed a few of his points on my bench. But hopefully, he will give me a haul soon. I think last week he gave a big haul, but I had him on my
Mhm.
bench.
Oh
Was it
yeah,
last week
okay.
or week
I think the
before
week
last?
before. Yeah, I think the week
Yeah,
before.
yeah. And then Trent, yeah, he stick against Nottingham. He will stay against Nottingham Forest. Dinia against Everton. So I'm not happy with those defenders, to be honest. Even Trent, I'm not so
Yeah,
happy because of what is the noise going around. He even though he gave me, I think, a big haul recently against West
did
Ham,
he score and
he
kept a
scored a
clean
very
sheet?
good
Yeah,
goal. No, actually, he has had a good
he has
season.
been doing well. Apart
Yeah,
from
it's just the United game that was tough, and then United people get over the top. But I understand
yeah,
the people getting over the top for that. He was even nominated for Player of the Month last month, December, in the Premier League because he had such a good month. I think he had 1 goal, 3 assists during the course of December, so which was good. So yeah, I think I should not overreact there. I should just stick with him. Let one game not define what I
yeah.
believe will go.
I think so too.
Yeah. My captain bus team is on Palmer. I have Ahmad as well, and then Foden. That's my midfield four, and then Solanke, Zhao Pedro, and Isaac. I think my strikers are all in form, which is something I wasn't expecting, especially from Solanke and Zhao Pedro. Solanke, surprisingly, Spurs have been terrible, but he has been having a lot of points,
Getting the
and
points, yeah,
he has,
assists, scoring here and
he,
yeah.
yeah, he has even gone off the radar for many FPL managers. If you look at let me see.
His ownership.
Uh, yeah, you see, his points that I was looking at, you see, 9, 2, 2, 9, 5, 6, 2. It's not having great big points, but at least he is having points.
He's sticking along.
Striker,
Yeah,
that's
he
what
is
he's
sticking along.
sticking along. So Zappedro too is coming back to
He
form.
is.
He
Yeah,
scored.
yeah.
He got a couple of assists last week, and then this week he scored again. So, yeah, that's my thing. What do you think? Anything to adjust here or there? I have
I
three free
think
transfers though.
I think it's fine for now. If I was gonna change anyone, I know. I mean, Ahmad against Southampton. I think you should. That is a very good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. To be honest, I think everything is fine. I think maybe Dean, Lucas Dean. Maybe he's the only one that I would say if you can get like a what's this called? Nottingham Forest defender or Aina.
I
He's
know,
doing
but I
it
will not
right
get him
now.
against Liverpool. I gotta get him against Liverpool. That is the thing. I know
That's the
Liverpool
problem.
will
Not
score.
this week.
I
Not
think
this week.
yeah, not this week. I think Liverpool will score.
Not this
Maybe
week though.
it will be a difficult fixture. I'm not saying Liverpool will win, but I think Liverpool will score. It will be. I'm quite worried about that game though.
I mean, I would just put him in. I mean, they're doing so well right now, high on flying on confidence that anything can happen in
Yeah,
that game.
they
And
have
they
good
beat.
defenders actually to look at. Ola Aina is one of them. I think he's the most expensive one. But the Milakovic, and their central defender,
Mhm.
I think he's averaging the most big chances for defenders in the league in the season, the leagues this season. He has already scored a couple of goals. He's a towering defender. He's similar to Gabriel. Everything in the air, he wins it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
Wow.
scored a couple of corner kicks.
Yeah, I think I
And
saw his name. I thought it was a
and
midfielder for some reason. I never knew it
he's,
was a
he's, a,
defender.
he's a defender. He's a defender. He's just
Yeah.
4.6 currently in the game. They are left back too. They took this
I
player
think
from
I'll just take note
Aston
of
Villa.
that. It's
Yeah.
interesting. Maybe I'll just include him, make things interesting.
Mhm. And then they have this guy too, the left back, Nico Williams. I think you
Oh,
remember
he's doing
Nico
so
Williams.
well. Yeah, your player,
He's
right?
doing well because at the start of the season, Alex Moreno was their first choice left back. I can remember
He
he
was
put
doing
in
well
an
too. Remember, he
exceptional
was.
performance against us. I can remember that game very well when he absolutely shut down Salah. And then eventually, I think he got injured, and then the form dropped, and then Nico Williams, took up,
Came
and
back
now
in.
Nico Williams is there. So maybe that left back is tricky to decide who to pick because it might be rotated. But the right back, Ola Aina, and the central
No,
defender, the goalkeeper
Aina
to
has good
Mark
competition
Sells.
on there.
Imagine
Sales, yeah, yeah, yeah.
four clean sheets in a row. We are not talking about their goalkeeper.
I,
He was a
I,
4.5 million
I
goalkeeper.
might just get a keeper too, because this season, for some reason, people are not really talking about keepers. I think
We are
because
not.
we haven't really had an outstanding keeper apart from him, who
Yeah,
also people are not talking about. But for some reason, the keeping position is not it's not a priority this season. I don't know why. It's even though it's a magnet for points. Imagine if you had him in like all these games, you probably be on top
yeah.
right now. With
Clean sheet every single time,
it's a
right?
points game
Yeah.
basically. It's a points game, so you should be thinking
Yeah.
about it.
So you need to find the points.
What about Wood?
Yeah, exactly. Chris Wood. We are talking about all these strikers, and then Chris Wood. Also, I don't think we even mentioned him in our podcast
We
here.
haven't. I think I mentioned him that he's a very unsexy pick, but but
But he's taking along. He is taking
yes,
along. I think he's on 12 or 13 goals right now. He's in the title. He's in the Golden Boot race. I think it's only Haaland and Salah who have scored more goals than him.
yeah.
So yeah, and he's on penalties. Whatever. What else do you need from a striker to start games? Be on penalties, and then
Get
he's
you the
scoring
points,
goals.
score goals. Yep, that's all you need.
So yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
should be
think I
looking at
think I
them.
think save your transfers for now. If you
Mhm.
need to make some like tweaks, you can do that. But for now, I think just wait and see how the next
Because
few
yeah, you can
games
keep up
come
to
around.
5, right? So yeah,
Yeah,
you're
so
right.
you never know when you might need them because right now there's not much places to go anyways. So yeah, just
That is
keep
the
an
thing.
eye
Let's look
out.
at your team.
My team, as it stands, is yeah, 1 second. Yeah, it's right here. Verbruggen, Hall in defense. Hall, Gabriel, Robinson. Midfield: Salah, Palmer, Sarr, Foden, Jackson, Pedro in front, and then Isaac. I have Rogers on the bench, but I'm tempted to bring him in. But the problem is, who do I bring him in for? I also have World Fast, Crystal
Mm,
Palace in defense, and then Vandenberg. So yeah, the only problem I
yeah.
have right now is Rogers, Everton. Against Everton, who do I bring him for? I feel like the setting that I have right now, they have the better fixtures.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why
See,
Rogers
the
is
only
better than
close
him.
one there is Sar, but
And
Rogers
it's
and
less
Sar. Yeah, Leicester and Everton. Leicester is
Everton.
easier, to be
Everton are
honest.
are more defensive, but then Leicester their defense has been terrible. So yeah, I
Yeah.
back Star right now. I have two transfers too, so I don't know what I might just make uh like a outfield, what do you say, left field decision and bring in like a sales the keeper
Uh-huh.
or Ola Aina for like a or Milenkovic for like a world fast, just to change something different in my. This has been my bench
Uh.
for a while now, so I
Yeah,
always
but
want to bring in.
I think like in this week it's not necessary. Like it is more beneficial to hold the. I think
Oh
we
yeah,
are in similar position because
yeah,
those players we want them, to be honest, not now for us, but then
but it's not
we
the
have to,
time.
like,
Yeah,
this is not the right time, right?
it's not the
This is not
time.
the
Yeah,
right time. They play in the best, the top team in the league.
yeah.
They're playing Liverpool. So even though it's at home, they have been on form, winning 6 games in a row, but like they're playing the team at the top of the table. So
Mhm.
it's not gonna be an easy game for them. Even though they won against Liverpool, the first game kept a clean sheet. But I think this game Liverpool will treat it more like with, with
Seriously,
more
yeah, we take it
importance
seriously.
than that one. Considering if Nottingham Forest win this game, they are 3 points behind Liverpool.
Hmm.
So so you
It's
have
a must
to.
win.
They have.
It's a must win.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult fixture. I think Forest too will embrace the game. They will they will play their game. But it's not the time for us to be jumping on them just because we have the transfers line. So it's the fact that we
And
can
you have
save
to
them.
use it.
Let's
Yeah,
just save it until next week, and maybe something will open next week.
yeah. Yeah. So who's your captain? Who's
Palmer is having the captain at the
Palmer is the
moment,
captain?
but
Okay.
it could change. It could change. Because this team is very difficult to play against, right? Bournemouth. So they are not the
Yeah,
Bournemouth of
they're
last season. They are not the Bournemouth of two
well
seasons ago.
coached.
They are
Yeah,
different, well drilled
they're
team. Yeah.
very
So
well drilled. So yeah.
yeah. So I might change that one. And Chelsea, they can be vulnerable. They can be vulnerable against teams like
Defensively,
this. Teams
yeah,
that
yeah.
are very solid. So I will see, but it's on him for the meantime. You mentioned Isaac. I think I will give him a thought to Isaac, and then I will
I
give a
mean, it's
thought to
Wolves,
Salah
man,
as
and
well.
Isak is on form right now. If he's not injured between now and next week,
Mhm.
and yeah, I'm definitely keeping it on him. He seems like the best option for me right now.
Oh.
Looking at what I have, what options that I have, but yeah, um, that is that for this episode. We're trying to be cognizant of time, so we are on a good time right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, viewers, for supporting the pod as always. Wishing you all a really good 2025. Many things in store for this season and this year in the Jola Football Bantaba and the Kotu
Hopefully.
Classic podcast. Hopefully, so
Mhm.
be on the lookout. As always, check out the parent page, Jola Football Bantaba on YouTube, and then find your Gambian content on there as well.
Yeah.
Till next time, guys. We catch you guys on the next one.
Goodbye,
Peace.
guys. 58.